We're filming this, in other words, to really then take it to a wider audience so that we affect 42,000 students that exist in the Archdiocese, and most especially those areas that, are more challenged. Just very quick introduction for each of you, just like I did, to say.
So I, Father Martin Sergio, administrator of the cathedral. So Bethlehem boys and girls fall under me. And I've met boys and girls who went to Bethlehem. We even have teachers in our primary school system who went to Bethlehem, boys and girls. And if it can be a success for them, it can be a success for others as well. And once we attend to the various factors, and trauma has many faces, I think it is a good step in the right direction to lifting up our children. Because if they can play pan so well and win competition and so on, it shows they have talent, they have potential. It's just to get that potential out of them. And arresting trauma is one way of doing so.
Terrific. Thank you.
Well, I found the point raised to be very important because that is the point about dealing with parents when they are going through their very deep trauma, like all of you have been. From my point of view, we have been hearing more about the children. Because if I go to the schools, the teachers would say it would be nice if we have a sort of godfather person to come in the school, whether it's once a week, so that children will just talk. So, we were thinking about how we can make that happen. But this other point, it is very important that it's not only the children, but also the parents are coping with trauma as well, and different kinds of trauma. Some of you mentioned church. Our church is right there in the midst of everything. I would like to think if you come seeking help or you want someone to talk to, the door is always open. It's 4 of us who live there. And I'm sure we can do more work with.
In the cathedral, right there?
Yes. So Father was saying that, most of parenting is just being there, listening and so on. And I think that much we can do. We can listen and hopefully empathize in a really good way. And whatever other way we can help, we can. Because I do believe it is important for children to see progress, that people who have been there are successful in life, and they've gone on, they've had their jobs and so on, they're doing well. One of the teachers who went to Boys RC here is teaching in Nelson Street Boys RC School. And he's not the only one like that I've met. So I think you have to believe in the overcoming of odds. Sometimes I think we are determined by the environment in which we live. And I think, as Father also said, that expression where there is a lot of despair, there is also a lot of passion. You must have that passion to get out of the context in which the environment wants to determine you 100%. But I've heard this story all the time. It's really, for agencies to become more compassionate with respect to their leadership, so that when they see what is love until sea lots beat them, they don't just put it aside and wait for someone else. And we've been hearing that from Sister Debbie de Rosier, who works in sea lots for the past 8 years. And that is one of the complaints. There are skilled people there, but people said they're not being hired. They're not being hired because once the employer or supervisor sees sea lots beat love until, they just don't take them. So you really need a about turn in mentality as well on the level of employers, the state, to believe in people and to trust in them, and especially to help. As you said, there are people who want to get out, and we should really be there to help them get out, not keep them down there.
Thank you, Father. And that's one of the key things we hope you all know is you're chosen as a pilot school because we intend to be back here. We intend to walk with you and really take your solutions seriously. So I hope you hear that. That's one of the reasons why we invited Father here, was really because we also see that's got to be in the community too. We've got to engage you in the communities in which you live, in which you breathe, in which you raise your children. And that's got to be part of the solution. It's not just about caring for the kids. Now we realize even more it's caring for you as parents and what we can do for you. And so I hear that.